get started. Hi, everybody. It's Perry Stauffer again with Danny Joy, and we're going to go to Blues Improv Ukulele 101.3. And so today we're going to finally learn a song or two. We started out in 101.1 just learning the minor pentatonic and minor blues scales, which are the pretty much almost exactly the same, minus one note. The blues scale has a blue note, which sets it apart differently. And we learned to improvise based on a groove. And then in Saturday, 101.2, we learned the major scale, the major blues scale, which is essentially the relative major of that scale. So on day one, we learned this one. On day two, we learned. Today, we're going to take a little bit of a look at how to blend the two and when to use each other and where they go in a blues song or a song that's got blues-ish chords. And we're going to look at Walking After Midnight. All right. And another thing I really want to show you guys is I want to show you guys these three chords. All right, these chords are really important. So the objectives today, as I've jotted down, are to sing and play Walking After Midnight confidently. We want to devise a strategy for taking a solo over the chord changes using the minor and major blues scales. We're going to master what I call the Uga strum. And we're going to try and learn what I call the Uke West ending. All right. So Uga those chords, soloing. We're going to do some singing and playing. How many of you guys have no interest in singing and playing? Raise your hand.
Singing.
Okay. 0. Okay. Well, you'll have to cover your ears for part of the lesson. All right, let me pin Danny and me here. Danny, do you have a ukulele or a... Grab a ukulele.
I've got one right here.
Okay, grab it.
You can't pin us,
all right.
remember?
Oh, I can pin. I can't spotlight. And that's all right. They can handle that on their end. All right, so let's take a look at these chords first of all. What do these sound like? That's the C, and that's our home chord in the key of C. The F is, and this is the G. All right, we're going to use these all day today. Let's first practice going from the C to the F. All right, play this with me. We've got the C chord, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave the ring finger. Be very careful to leave the ring finger where it is. Now, while we do this, our index finger, concentrate on leaving your ring where it is. Now concentrate on moving your index from the second string to the third string. Okay, so now it's gone from the E to the C. Our middle finger lifted up, and it's not going to be in the F chord. And now we're going to add our pinky to the 5th fret of E. Okay, and let's go back. Here, join me, Danny. Okay, so now hop the index over and let the pinky just kind of naturally sit down there. Now let's hop the index finger back down to the... Okay, so that's... Think of the ring being stationary and the index being kind of the leader. Okay, the index is the leader in terms of the move. Okay, let's just do 4s. Okay, let's go back and forth. We'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm doing a strum and Danny's doing a pinch. The biggest probably challenge with these chords is muting the A string, right? You can see that there's an X on the diagram. We don't play the A string on these chords. I'm using my index finger and other fingers to kind of just lay against the A string and touch it, but don't press down so that it's muted out. And Dani's taking an approach where she's just using her fingers so that she doesn't even have to think about muting. She's just not going to pluck that string. Okay, and you should get real comfortable with these. These will allow you to play a blues in almost any key on your ukulele, and it gives you something to visualize when you're creating melodies. Because as you're playing a scale or an arpeggio, you can imagine this chord shape laying underneath. All right, let's take a little break. How'd you guys feel switching between those two? Did that get easier? Get a little uncomfortable? And hold up fingers. Let me see. If you use 5 fingers, if it's real easy. One if it's darn near impossible, and somewhere in between. Okay, this gives me a gauge on how quickly we should move. Okay. All right. So it looks like most of you who were weighing in, that I could see, that were on video, felt pretty comfortable with this. So let's move to the G chord. We want to go from the C to the G. Now to do that, our index finger's the anchor, okay? Go back to C, and let's think about reversing the middle and ring fingers, okay? This is a pretty easy move. It's got this move has great voice leading. It stays right in position. You can play this without looking at your ukulele. Okay, let's play this together. C. C. Okay. Okay. And now the rest. All right. One more thing I want to show you here is the Uga strum. There's one more chord that we use sometimes, and this is just a straight F, and this is what I use in this position. I use my ring finger to just go 5, 5, 5. All right, and that's nice because I can go right from the C to that F, or I can go from the F7 to the F, or the G to the F to the G.
And barring with your ring finger is awesome. Learn how to do it. You're going to love it.
If you don't love it,
now you'll love it.
This is a great way to play that same chord, middle ring pinky, because this one goes so easily into that G. Look at that. Just with a little twist. This ring sitting on the C string is just a little pivot point. It feels so good, right? It's real easy on the hand. So I can go C, F, G, and then reverse back to C. Okay? So that's a chord that we throw in sometimes on this song and on others. So let's move ahead. Hopefully the Uga. Oh no, let's go ahead. Let's play the C chord here. Let's do an Uga chaka. Okay, and an Uga chaka is just Uga chaka, Uga chaka, Uga chaka, Uga. Now 2 things are happening on the chaka. Okay. One, keep going, Dani. One, I stop squeezing. You can see that I'm pulsing when I play with these closed chords, right? So I stop squeezing, and that mutes it. And the thing that naturally happens, and it's not even necessary with the closed chords, but my hand seems to come down and my palm will touch the strings. And that's a nice motion to get, because if you do have to do an open chord, right? So that's a little bit of a trick if you've got open chords, but closed chords, don't even need to worry about that. But this is the sound we want, and the chak is the snare, right? I'm just holding on a C, and so is Dani. All right. So most of you, this may be review for some of you, or you're just hearing about it in a different way, but are you guys comfortable with the Uga chaka strum and the 3 chords? Okay. All right. 3/4 chords. All right, let's move ahead. And let's look at the chord progression here. Walking After Midnight has 2 parts. It's got an A part and a B part. And it's called an AABA because you play part A twice, part B once, and then you finish it up with part A. Okay. So we're going to play just as pictured. We're going to play the C, the F, etc. Each one of these is a four. Each one of these blocks is a 4-beat measure.
I like the way you did that.
Thanks, Danny. We've got a first and second ending here. We haven't talked about C7. If you want to play a C7 in this position, you can just pop your pinky down here. That note, the 6th fret on the E string, is the 7. Or you can just play the C. I'm probably not even going to bother. Remember, when you see those numbers and you're not sure, you just ignore the number. You can just play the C. All right? Which I think I'm going to do this time through. So let's see. Let's play through this. Let's see if we can follow this grid along. And if you ever want to switch to bass, you can, but I sure like having you on the uke.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. And let's just play through. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ooga chaka. Go to the F7, an extra F7, and C. Okay, first ending, I'm sorry. And go to the top. Repeat that first part A. Second ending. Here's the F7. That last part A. Another F. All right.
Looks like Robin has a question.
Okay. Robin, you have a question?
I do, thank you. I'm looking at the Walking After Midnight handout that you gave us, and it does not have the actual chord shapes in it that you showed us earlier. Is that in a different document?
I don't know. If you don't have those, I'll make sure that the latest version is out there. I don't know why that
Would you
is.
scroll up for just a second so I can take a screenshot so I have it in front of me?
Sure.
That one, thank you. Oops, too far. Back one.
Okay.
That one. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You might have an older version of the document. You guys may all. Does everybody have that same situation where you don't have the chord shapes?
I just dropped it in the chat so you guys can see it. Grab it from there.
All right, let me. Okay, I'll throw at the end of this. Should I take a second and just throw the latest one into the chat, or do you want to just use the screenshot?
Screenshot.
Okay, we'll just work with the screenshot. Thank you, Robin, for catching that.
Yeah, because you're sharing it. So.
All right. Okay. Did everybody do okay with that progression? How'd you guys do with going through that? Okay. Please commit these chords to memory. I know it's not going to happen today, but if you can get these into your fingers, you're going to be in great shape to move forward with a lot of different jams and ideas and stuff. So let's take a look at the C major chord, okay, as we played it. Now, these notes are going to sound great. If we were playing a little solo and we just played these, that would be fine, but they're not really enough. We need to connect these. We want to play notes in between each one of these. So if I try to connect these two with a note in between, I can use that note right there. So I can go C, D, E, right? These are the first two notes of my C chord. And I can go C, D, E. And then I can play the G, and if I want to connect that to the upper C, then I've got... So I just took the chord and then connected the dots of the chord with notes in between. And if you look at that, you'll recognize that as the C major pentatonic scale that we worked on yesterday. Play this with me. Okay, 5 on the G with the ring. Now let's play the 2nd fret on the C with the index. Okay, that's a scale tone. Next note, with our middle finger, we'll play the E on the C string, 4th fret. That's a chord tone, right? And a scale tone. And then we'll play index here on the E string. That's a 3rd note of our chord. That's a chord tone and a scale tone. Let's play the ring on that same string at the 5th fret and index. So there is our pentatonic scale. So let's go back down. Okay. So if you know this chord real well, it's easy to envision the scale that goes with it, right? They're like they're siblings, right? Here's the scale, here's the chord, here's the scale, and here's this chord again. Does that make sense to you guys? So I think of that scale as belonging to the chord, like the chord is basically the label, and this scale is a color that I can use, right? So now, if Danny were to just play the chord, just a nice uga chaka like that, I can go like this. If you took my class yesterday, this should be a little bit familiar, right? This is the pentatonic, okay? All right, now, if we want to make that scale into a blues scale, who can tell me what note we need to add? Holly can tell me.
E flat.
E flat, and that's the blue note, and it's the note that sits between my index and ring finger on the C string. So that's on the C string, that's 2, 3, 4. And we're just kind of doing this in kind of uncharted territory as a review of yesterday. So if you weren't with me yesterday, this might be a little bit unfamiliar, but you can refer back to yesterday's lesson later on and get the tabs and etc. But it's just ring finger, index finger on 2, middle on 3, ring on 4, and then index finger on 3. Okay, so let's just see if we can do a little bit of improvising with those notes. Not too much, just a little, just to familiarize ourselves. Okay.
So just so I'm clear, starting on the G string, it's 5.
Yeah.
And then 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Then 3, 5.
And 3. Yeah. All right.
2, 3.
5, 2, 3, 4. 3, 5.
Oh, I'm listening to this thing.
We can hear you.
Going chin to floor.
Barry,
All
we've
right.
had a request for you to stay a little closer to your mic. And if Danny could move in when she's talking, we can't hear her, or maybe you can turn your gain up.
Okay, you guys can't hear me.
Especially not when you turn to talk to Danny and we can't hear
Okay.
her.
I see. All right, thank you. Okay, how many of you were in my class yesterday? How many of you guys remember this scale from yesterday? All right. Okay. All right, well, let's try it. We're going to just try making up a little melody with that scale. I'm going to play the chord, and if you guys want to play the chord, that's fine too. You can either way. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll do that. That's something we did yesterday from this scale. A couple more of those. All right. Last time. This is just a little subsection of the scale, right? Thing to always remember about scales is that you don't need to play the entire scale in its entirety. You don't need to go all the way up and all the way back. Just use it to make little fills and stuff.
Robin has a question.
Yes, Robin.
Which page should we have up on the screen to see yesterday's scale?
None. It's not. There's no page in this lesson for yesterday's material. You're supposed to have been in the class, done the homework, committed it to memory, and yes, the page is in your mind.
But if we wanted that page from yesterday up on our screen,
You'd have to. I don't have that. I don't have yesterday's lesson plan in front of me, so
She's
okay.
asking what page would it be?
it would be on page. It would be on some page in yesterday's lesson.
Which I think I'm looking at. I was hoping that I was asking so that people who weren't there yesterday might have that in front of them.
Yeah.
The major pentatonic
Gosh.
scale.
Do you have it in front of you? I mean, can you tell them the page?
I'm trying to figure out which one I should be on. I'm pulling it up right now.
It's called the major pentatonic, right? Right?
Yeah. It's a major blues, major pentatonic scale. It's probably one of the first pages. I would rather than have everybody go back and do that, though. I'd rather people stay with me because I want to control the flow of the lesson and not have people go off and look at a different lesson right now.
Then maybe you could bring your fingers a little closer to the screen.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's look at this next chord, all right? F7. All right. If we think about our minor pentatonic scale from yesterday, or from Friday and yesterday, we start on the 5th fret here, which is a chord tone. This is the next note in the scale, right? So this is a chord tone and a scale tone. This 3rd fret here covers the chord, or the scale, and then there's just one more note that we didn't have in the scale, but it's very close. It's close enough that we can play this scale over the F7, and I just want you guys to understand how that works.
I can't really remember the minor pentatonic.
Okay, let's move on from this, I think. Cover the Uga Chaka strum. Let's just go ahead and work on what we have in front of us. How many of you guys actually remember the minor pentatonic or blues scale from yesterday? Okay.
What's the extra note in the minor one? What's the blues?
It is
minor one?
the flat 5th, so it's the G flat. So okay, I'm gonna go over here and I'll go to lesson 101.2, and this maybe Robin, you can screenshot this and share it with everybody so that they can refer back to it. These are the two scales we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just play the song. We'll play the song, and then essentially, I wanted to outline why you play the major over the C and why you play the minor over the F. And I guess what the main takeaway should be that a lot of the notes in the C chord are in the major blues scale, and a lot of the notes of the F chord are in the minor blues scale. So that's all you really need to know. And so you can refer to that if you want to. And let's just try and play this song, okay? And then when we get to the solo, I'll just tell you guys which scale to play. All right? Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4 is the C. F7. Okay, do you
I'm
want
sorry,
you
yeah.
want to play ukulele or do you want
No,
to?
do that again.
Okay. A 1, 2, 3, 4. F, G, C. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Okay, here's the major scale first. Minor scale. Here's the major again, and minor. Minor, major. Minor, major, minor, and major. Stop to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he is crying for me. And as the stars turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Stay on C. Somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Do that again. Somewhere out walking, oops, after midnight, searching for me. 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and. And we'll get to that on a following page. That was the UQuest ending, okay? If you're just playing the chords, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and.
Maybe to talk louder too.
Okay, thanks. Do you want to come closer? Can you get any closer? You're way back there. I don't think they can hear you very well. All right, so how'd you guys do with the chords? Just the chord part, the C, the F. Are you guys able to play those three closed chords without looking? Okay, great. Any questions about those? Or the Ugachaka strum? Okay, I know there's a lot here. Let's try to do this another way. Okay, that was this is what we did, okay? We played the solo strategy, okay? We did major, minor, major, and we continued on major here, and then minor, and then major. All right, now if you know those scales, let's go through this section again. Let's actually play the third part A down here with the C, and we'll just go to the G each time. Let's play this in a loop. If you do know the scale, play the scale. But let's also, and you can take that screenshot that Robin shared with the scales on it and try and learn those scales, or we can just play some idea from the major scale and then just emphasize this E flat note. That's another easier way maybe to do it than switch entire scales in your head. So like last class we did those motifs, right? So I might go, and it's just maybe 2 notes, and then when it's time to play the F7 in the minor, I might just go, right? In fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we just play the notes of the chord? Okay, so we'll play mostly these 3 notes when it's C, and we'll play mostly these notes when it's the F. All right, and see how well we do with that. For the G, we'll just play the notes of the F chord as well. Actually, you know what? No, let's play the notes of the chord. Let's see what the notes of the chord sound like. All right. This is another way that you can approach soloing. So we'll have 3 ways. We'll have this just swapping scales. We'll have what we learned yesterday, where we take a motif and we sort of minorize it by emphasizing this E flat, substituting all instances of E for E flat, right? And the third way will just be to play the notes of the chord. And let's start with that. That might be easier in a lot of ways. So let's just do that.
I'll just strum.
Okay, you want to strum? All right, and I'll play the notes of the chord. 1, 2, 3. Here, don't do that while I'm counting, because 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. How'd that feel to you guys? Just playing the notes of the chord. Did you guys feel pretty comfortable with that? All right. Let's try another exercise, okay? Let's take C for instance. Imagine that we can play every note belonging to the C when C is in play, and we can play every note half a step below every note in C. So if I've got C, if C is the chord of the moment, then I can play half a note below C, I can play C, I can play half a note below E, and I can play half a note below G, and I can play a G. So I can play. Okay, I've got all of those notes. All right, let's try that.
You want to give us the fret numbers?
Yeah, it's 5, 4, 3 for the C chord. So the notes below that would be 4, 3, 2. So it's 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3. All right. Does that make sense to you guys? This is just another color for your palette here. All right, and try to play those below notes, those chromatic approach notes. Every note in the chord gets a chromatic approach note from below. Try and play those on the and. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Does that make sense? So that's the new challenge. Okay, so this is another way of thinking about how to approach melody. These different ideas, some of these work really well for some people and not so well for others. Some people really love to just play entire scales and blend scales. Some people like to think of one scale and then tweaking that scale. Some people want to think just about chords and how to connect things in between. So I would experiment with each of these, decide what feels the best for you and what sounds the best, what gives you the best kind of melodic inspiration. All right, so let's try this a little bit and see how it goes. Okay, just the same section there. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. How'd you guys do with that one? Not so good. Okay. What I would like to do with those chromatic approach notes is I don't like to use them exclusively, but I like to throw them in, especially if I'm going I'm heading to a note if I'm all the way up at the top of the scale and I want to go to that note, right? And I might, if I get there too early, I might go. So I know that I can play that note that's right below my target. If I've gotten there and I need to stall for time before the chord changes, I use those chromatic approach notes. Okay. So let's take a look at that uke west ending that we were talking about here. Just real quick. All right. So now this is the three parts of the uke west ending. Okay, there is the rhythm part that I just briefly talked about. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wipe on 1 and 2 and then the 4. We play on the 4 as well. So let's go ahead and learn this. We're gonna have a whole song before we're done with this. So here we go. You ready, Danny? Okay, a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and. So we're going to play on the 1, and then the 1 and the and of 2, and then the 4.
And then the 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and. All right, one more time. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. Now, if you want to play the lead, we're going to go. It's pretty easy. We're going to go 6, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, and then 4, 5. Don't worry about the pull-offs just yet. Let's see if we can get the left-hand fingering down. Okay, we're going to go 6, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, and then 4, 5. So really the only thing that's not like the others is the 4, 5 at the end. All right? So let's play those frets together. Don't worry about the rhythm yet. We're just going to go pinky on the A string on the 6th fret. And we're going to go ring, index. Pinky, ring, index. Pinky, ring, index. Middle. And then the ring on the G. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pinky, we're not doing time yet. Pinky, ring, index. Pinky, ring, index, middle, ring. All right, now if we started on the and of 1, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, now Danny could play the rhythm and I could play the lead. We can demonstrate that for you, what that sounds like.
Okay.
Try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One more time. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how'd you guys do with that? Did okay? All right. Now here's a quiz question for you guys. Which scale of the scales that we've been working on, which scale does this riff looks like it might come from? It might not be an exact fit. It might be really close to one of the scales that we've been working on. Who can tell me which one they think that might be?
It's the minor.
Who said that?
Holly.
Holly? Yes, Holly's correct.
Yeah.
That's part of the C minor blues scale, right? We've got.
But you play the E.
Yeah, it's not an exact fit. I was just mentioning. Oh, we don't. Well, what we do is look at everything that happens before the E. Here's the minor blues scale. Right? So we've got an extra note in there, which is okay. You can sneak another note in sometimes. That's a passing note. And then we end on a target note of the C major chord, right? So basically what happens there is there's a run in a certain on a certain scale, and then it ends on a chord tone. And that chord tone doesn't actually have to be in the scale that you're using, right? It's where you're going. So that note, those last two notes, the do-do, are part of the C chord. The 6-5-4, the pinky ring index, pinky ring index, pinky ring index, belong to the C minor blues scale. And then those last two notes are part of the C chord. And that's how you sort of outline movement, right? We want to outline the change. We want to play the changes. We don't want to just do a snapshot of a chord and then a snapshot of another chord when we're doing melody. We want to be in one place and have it evolve, right? I mean, the best stories, if we're reading a book about something, the best stories are when the characters sort of change and evolve, right? You don't want to just have them be exactly the same. You want to have movement. And that's what we're doing. All right. So let's see if we can go back and let's play the song again. Actually, before we do that, let's see if we can just do some. I want to go back and play the song with the solo one more time. But first, I want to see if... Oh, look at this. I did have the blues scales in here, but they're at the very beginning or the very end in the appendix. All right, so maybe we should just... God. Let's go ahead and play through these. All right. Let's play the C minor blues scale, okay? We're going to play... Oh, look at that. This is another position of the blues scale. Let's go ahead and play this together. All right. 1, 2, 3. And we're playing this now. We're playing in 5th position. All right. So actually, I don't want to. Let's not do this right now. We've studied these enough. I don't want to confuse you guys with this other higher position scale. I don't think that's a good idea right now. I think what I'd like to do, but I would refer back to these. This is supposed to be an appendix. Let's go back and see if we can do some more improvising here.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes left.
Got 10 minutes left. You know what? Let's just do the song then. I think we should just try and do the song, And when we get to the solo, I'm going to jump ahead to this next page, all right? And we're just going to play part A, and then I'll quickly jump back to here and we'll pick up the singing again. And when we get to the end, I'll jump ahead to the U West ending. All right, let's see if we can do the whole song.
Okay.
All right. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. There's a G there. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of saying I love you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. I'm just staying on the C. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he is crying for me. And as the stars turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Here we go. G. Here's the minor, major, and minor. You can just keep it real simple. Okay, I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he is crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. One more time. Somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. Okay.
Did it.
You guys did it. Did you do it? Did you make it? Okay.
Good.
All right. Let's try it. Let's take it from the solo. Let's go back and take it from the solo again. All right. I think we got enough time. Let's see. I know there's a lot of moving pieces here. Let's see. So what I did that time is I just do some really simple notes from the C major scale and some below notes, some chromatic approach notes, like. And then just kind of just played the E flat almost entirely every time it went to an F chord. And I thought it sounded okay. So let's just try and keep it real simple for the solo. Lots of rests. Okay. You ready, Danny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. From
Just
the
from the
solo.
solo?
Yeah.
and
one.
then come out singing the other side.
Yeah, and we're going to start on the solo. We're just going to keep going. Okay. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. One more thing. Think of the melody in your mind. Da-boo-be-dee-bop. Just take the rhythm of that melody and borrow it for your solo. So da 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 da. Ba boo boo ba ba. Pretty much da 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 with some rests. Okay, and just try and use that as your rhythmic template. All right. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Here's the bridge. I stopped to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Maybe he is crying for me. And as the skies turn gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just hoping you may be somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. 2 more times. Somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for me. Out walking after midnight, searching for me. All right, how about that time? Was that better? Okay, I think the trick is that taking the melody's rhythm, borrowing the rhythm from the melody, and then trying to just pick something out with chord notes is a nice way to go. We've got 2 minutes left. Should we just...
I think you should just leave on a win.
Leave on a win? Okay.
Let them know
I
how
hope
they
that
can
was a
get a
win.
hold of us if they want
All
to.
right. Yeah, you can get a hold of
Well,
us.
tell them what we do, Perry.
Danny and I teach on... Well, you want to tell them? Why don't you tell them, Danny? It sounds like you've got a whole thing worked out.
Perry and I do all ukulele all the time. So we have an online ukulele academy called Starlight Ukulele Academy or Starlight Ukes. We sell ukuleles online. We host the Reno Ukulele Festival,
Yeah.
which I noticed, Perry, you had your Reno
Yeah, the
shirt
Reno
on
ukulele.
today.
Yeah, in tiny letters there you can...
That's in October.
Yeah.
It's the 17th annual this year. And we are also now hosts of the Uke West online worldwide Uke Fest, which is an online ukulele festival where we host a guest artist every month to come in and teach. And we have a strum along almost every single Saturday morning. So it's an online social club, is what we like to say. And so if you guys want to kind of connect with us, there's ways of doing it without having to buy a ticket for anything. One of those ways is the free book club. We're reading The Music Lesson by Victor Wooten. He's a Grammy-winning bass player, and wrote this incredible book, which is so insightful and also very, very interesting. And we've got about 50 people in the book club, and we've met once. We meet once a month on the 3rd Thursday in the afternoon, and we cover 2 chapters each time. So there's still time for you to catch up if you're looking to kind of immerse yourself a little more in music and kind of broaden your ukulele community. Then you can find that information at ukewest.com, and I'm going to put these 2 things in the chat, and then we'll head over to the coffee house where I will also put the websites in the chat. And that's it.
Cool. That was great, Danny. I'm glad we stopped when you said to. That was smart. We probably would have
takes a
run
while.
over time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robin.
Yes, thank you, Robin, for your help in moderating the class, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Any questions?
Any questions? Or let's
Or is there
let's
time?
go talk about this stuff over in the coffee shop
Over in the
if you've
coffee
got
house.
questions.
Hi, Rebecca.